What a year it's been, folks. Welcome, and thank you for being with me here today and every day throughout this year, 2024. Uploading this, and it should go live right around New Year's my time here in the old U.S. Mountain Time Zone. And I just wanted to say, yeah, what an incredible year. Quite a few ups, some downs, some scary things, a lot of good, honestly. And overall, very happy with where things are ending up. Today's New Year's replay, courtesy of our very own writer Rohan, who I promise is not me. And if he's actually, if he'd be up for it, I think I should probably host him on a podcast or something at some point so we can actually confirm we're not the same person. Anyway, up against the Skaven here, and he's brought his New Year's fireworks, the Sunmaker, to rain down. We've also got Balthazar here with his New Year's golden mask on. Grundle's Defenders there. Looks like some Spearman shields kind of scattered around. Pistoliers, big fan of them. And Knights of the Blazing Sun, particularly refilling the ammo of Pistoliers. Kind of their main downside is a relatively low ammo count, but can definitely juice that up with the Engineer here, who himself can do some good skirmish damage. And then, yeah, the Knights of the Blazing Sun here for some shock damage as well. As for the Skaven, they definitely came to the party well-equipped with their sparklers here. The Giselles popping off. Got some regiments for now, of course. The Natty Bubo's sharpshooters, and then the regular Giselles. Looks like Eshin Triads as well. No ROR Triads, but we do have some Gutter Runners with poison, so a heavy Eshin contingent there. Lore of Stealth Eshin Sorcerer as well. Throt leading the way with some Rat Ogres, handful. But yeah, a lot of Night Runners, Gutter Runners, supported by Eshin Triads. I really like that kind of stealth attack force. Alright, Rohan's going to pull up with the Knights of the Blazing Sun, get a quick charge, hit and run here. Get some really good shock damage on those Rat Ogres before the Triads can respond. You see the guns firing into the Pistoliers. More Knights of the Blazing Sun gonna throw a charge here. Definitely hard engagement for them, especially with the Triads mixed in. They'll absolutely beat down the Rat Ogres, but the Triads will stand firm. And yeah, you can see one Pistolier getting very aggressive. Definitely a Dov-approved Pistolier play, running them into melee to take out the Giselles, which they're actually able to do there. Other Pistoliers moving through, trying to help a little bit. Little final transmutation upgraded to nuke the Natty Bubo's sharpshooters in the center. Pistoliers here trying to kite away. See the damage on the Rat Ogres, definitely pretty solid. That's one reason I love Pistoliers. Their DPS is pretty good, even if their range and ammunition count isn't that great, especially for the cost. But yeah, DPS is solid as they kite that Rat Ogre away, get it in position here to maybe get charged by the Knights of the Blazing Sun. But yeah, these Knights of the Blazing Sun also doing some good cycle charging. The fireworks, unfortunately, did get taken out in pretty short order. Some Triads ran up and around, got a nice little flanking maneuver there. I think the Natty Bubo's also firing in, but not before those rockets landed some pretty serious damage on the Skaven formation. That being said, Skaven are able to kind of stabilize here. Definitely the Spearmen that had been sent around the flank there, absolutely getting picked apart, although wasting quite a bit of the ammunition of those Gunner Runners. And I guess the Night Runners probably a little bit more cost-effective to use their ammunition on that shielded Spearman. But Knights of the Blazing Sun still a force to be reckoned with. Still got plenty of Pistoliers online as well. Did some really nice damage onto those chaff units. And a nice hit on those, yeah, on those Natty Bubos. You can see how right up Rohan just kind of, I thought he was maybe going to overrun there, but no, it looks like the charge just definitely connecting the entire unit there. Nice. This Knight of the Blazing Sun discovers the entire formation of Gutter Runners and instantly regrets its decision as it gets picked apart by those Shurikens. That's a much more cost-effective use of the Night Runners and Gutter Runners there. One more expensive cavalry down. I say one more. It's the first one mainly down for the Empire, but Sigmar's Sons here along with the Pistoliers. The other Knights able to kind of secure the objective. The Sigmar Sons will trade pretty well. They've taken some significant damage, of course, but still they're unbreakable. They can get in here against the relatively low model counts of the Triads and do okay. They're a little isolated right now. Let's see if some Pistolier fire can perhaps support, or Pistoliers maybe being used to chase routing units here, which is another great use case for some nice cheap light cavalry. Gutter runners and night runners are running low on ammunition, which is one downside of playing the Skaven. Their engineer-type units don't have an ammo refill, unlike the Empire and the Dwarfs, which, you know, Skaven's a very strong faction. Do they need that? Would it make a huge difference if the Warlock engineers actually had an ammo refill? It would be interesting. I don't know. Would it be good? Probably for something like Night Runners and Gutter Runners, actually, because those are the main units you tend to run out of ammunition with consistently in multiplayer. The more longer range, kind of different weapons teams, maybe less so. Maybe like Globadiers as well. I don't know. Do you actually run out of ammunition on Globadiers? Or do they get rushed down and just do enough damage to pay for themselves before they use their ammunition? Typically, I feel like that's the case, but Knight's Blazing Sun there, trying to finish off the Triads. Mars Sons had just been killed to the last man. And unfortunately, their anvil disappearing before the hammer could strike. They're still going to charge in, and just due to the way the engagement plays out, they really didn't get the best contact. Triads just hold and push the Knights of the Blazing Sun back. Knights, yeah, still two of them on the line here. Going to try and finish off these Gutter Runners, Night Runners, along with the Pistoliers. Again, melee Pistolier approved by Dov. I love the color scheme, too. I will say, they changed up the color schemes a little bit on old Gelt Boy, so he's not just pure gold pajamas anymore. It looks like they've actually got some nice purple mixed in there, which is looking quite spectacular, I must say, on these Pistoliers especially. As they ride across the field here, gunning down the rats in pursuit. Gutter Runners cursing their lack of ammunition and factional ammo refill as the Pistoliers cackle and pull away with their superior speed. Engineer hanging out somewhere here. Let's see, let's check his charges on the ammo refill. He's still got all four, to be honest, so Pistoliers still have some of their ammunition plus all four ammo refills, which means the Empire's in a really nice position here to try and finish, so just like we're in a nice position to finish this year. Yeah, like I said, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of positives, honestly. Thrones of Decay was a huge boon, both in terms of views and in terms of interest in the game. I saw a graphic released recently, I don't know how true it is, that like Elspeth and Malachi are some of the most played lords in the game this year, which doesn't really surprise me, to be honest, given how popular those DLCs and factions are, and how good those campaigns ended up being in practice. Rider of Rohan taking the win there as the Skaven not wanting to subject us all to them getting kited to death here. But, or was it actually a points victory? I didn't even notice. Maybe it's just Skaven threw in the towel there. Anyway, yeah, on a personal level, you know, almost lost my day job this year. Well, maybe that's not 100% accurate. There was a chance I was going to lose it, perhaps, which is a little bit of a shock to me, but in many ways things sort of came out better in the end, although I am considering going back to school to attend university to try and finish a degree I had never finished back in the day. I don't know still 100% if I've decided anything on that. If or when I do decide to do that, how much that will impact the channel remains to be seen. My intention is to try and continue on basically as we have for the last year and still try and get, you know, daily battles at the very least. You know, I haven't streamed nearly as much as I would have wanted to this year. That is pretty typical, though, with how my schedule's been. A lot of good things happening, and again, some scary things, like almost losing my job. But hey, definitely a lot to look forward to in the future and in the new year. Thank you all so much for being here. It's been my absolute pleasure. Yeah, let's just quickly round out some more discussion about the battle in and of itself. Pistoliers, 1,000 damage value. Just makes me so happy. Yeah, honestly, Engineer with Pistoliers seems like a pretty obvious combination, although Pistoliers are a little bit finicky to use, not the best in every matchup. Definitely can shine, even here. I mean, basically 3 of them get slightly under what you would need. Pretty close, though. I would consider that overall an average good value, you know, paying for themselves on all the Pistoliers. Knights of the Blazing Sun, likewise. One of them gets some really nice value. The other one does okay. And one gets destroyed. That's just how it goes. Yeah, the Spearmen also getting picked apart by the Shuriken skirmish force of the rats here, which is definitely a thing that can happen. And Natty Bubo's managing to get some great value despite getting absolutely exploded there as well. But an interesting one for sure. I didn't even notice Throt getting sniped, probably by Final Transmutation. That's definitely a big aspect of how this game went, don't get me wrong. but lost leadership for the Skaven, pretty significant, of course. But yeah, overall fun replay, a fun year, and just, yeah, like I said, big pleasure, yeah, it's my pleasure, I should say, and it's a great time, and I just love doing this for you guys, I really do. And so I'm going to continue to keep doing it, and we'll see how things play out, both in Total War and in the world in this coming year. At the very least, we're all here to enjoy this wonderful game together, and thank you all so much for that. Thank you to everyone who submitted replays this year, everyone who, you know, donated in whatever fashion. I am planning some overhauls to the Patreon, which I haven't been able to get to because of my schedule this holiday season, but hopefully in the new year, I'll try and roll that out, excuse me, sometime in January. But yeah, as for today, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Should I say next year?